Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Pam Bundy. Pam Bundy is on, I'm sorry, Pam Bondi is on Capitol Hill. And of course, the Democrats are up to their same routine, trying to discredit her on stuff that's not on probable stuff or hearsay stuff or speculating. They're trying to go and get her to say that, well, if President Trump does XYZ, will you stop him? And every last one of them, they are assuming that President Trump is going to do something wrong. Well, we've had 4 years of President Trump already. Has he done anything wrong? No. Now, the Democrats, according to them, President Trump has done a lot of things wrong. Why? Because he put the American people first. And of course, the Democrats, they don't like it. They can't stand it. So I do have some of the hearing. They're actually in a break right now. So I got some of these highlight clips for you that I want to share with you. And this first one was with Democrat Representative Hernandez. How you say her name? Hernando? Hirono. No, I got it all wrong. Hirono. Hirono is a no-no. That should help me remember it. Hirono is a no-no. Well, split screen it. I want y'all to listen to some of this because Hirono is wanting her to admit to something just because the Democrats feel a certain way about it. And it's all about the 2020 election. They want her to admit to Joe Biden's position on that versus President Trump's positions on that. And look, she's there to answer questions about her doing the job. The Democrats just don't want any investigations to take place of anything other than investigations on President Trump. Listen to some of this. This is wild. Now, I have other ones, but I really wanted to start off with this one. Please, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Check it out.
That period of time. Senator Hirano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As part of my responsibility to ensure the fitness of all nominees, I ask the following two initial questions. First, since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
No, Senator.
Ms. Bondi, I am focused on two things in my evaluation of President-elect Trump's nominees. The first is whether the nominee is qualified and experienced enough to do the job. The second is a fitness to serve, which includes putting loyalty to the Constitution over loyalty to the president. Unfortunately, in my view, many of President-elect Trump's nominees are lacking in at least one of these two requirements. Ms. Bondi, your experience as a prosecutor is the kind of thing we would expect to see in a nominee for Attorney General, but I do have questions and concerns about potential conflicts of interest, about whether you will keep DOJ's law enforcement responsibilities independent of the president's political whims, and about whether you will let facts and evidence guide your decisions. So let's start with the importance of facts, which you say is important. Ms. Bondi, we want an Attorney General who bases decisions on facts. So I want to ask you a factual question. Who won the 2020 presidential election?
Joe Biden is the President of the United States.
Ms. Bondi, you know that there is a difference between acknowledging it and, I can say that Donald Trump won the 2024 election. I may not like it, but I can say it. You cannot say who won the 2020 presidential election. Okay. It's disturbing that you can't give voice to that fact. Moving on to DOJ's independence from politics. Ms. Bondi, if you are confirmed as Attorney General, you will take an oath to the Constitution and not to any individual, including the President. To start, I'd like to know whether you agree with some of the statements President-elect Trump made during the election, during the campaign. First, are the felons convicted of breaking into the Capitol on January 6th hostages or patriots, quoting Trump? as President-elect Trump has said repeatedly. Do you agree with his characterization of the felons that I referred to?
I am not familiar with that statement, Senator.
I just familiarized you with that statement. Do you agree with that statement?
I'm not familiar with it, Senator.
Okay, no answer. He has also said illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of our nation. He said that in December 2023. Do you agree with that statement?
Senator, I am not familiar with that statement, but what I can tell you is I went to the border a few months ago. I went to Yuma, Arizona, and what I saw at that border was horrific, Senator. It was horrific.
Ms. Bondi,
I went to a rape crisis center.
That is
If I could
not my
finish,
question.
I went to a rape crisis center. Well, I'm not familiar with the statement, but I
get
went to a
to
rape
the
crisis
next-
center.
let
I
me
met
get to
with
the
Border
important-
Patrol
Perhaps?
agents. I'm sure you've been to the
Ms.
border
Bondi,
as well, so
I
you
want to
could
get
answer
to my
that.
next question. So, I believe that you responded to a question from Senator Whitehouse, and let me get your response again. You said that the White House, if I'm putting words in your mouth, correct me. Oh, you said that the White House will play no role in investigative or charging decisions in the DOJ. Is that correct?
Senator, what I said is that it is the Department of Justice's decision to determine what cases will be prosecuted.
What role will the White House have in investigative or prosecutorial decisions of the DOJ?
It is the Department of Justice's decision, Senator.
So that sounds to me that you're saying that the White House will not have any kind of role. Meanwhile, though, you have an incoming president who said, I have the absolute right to do what I want to do with the Justice Department. And in fact, President-elect Trump considers the DOJ to be his law firm.
There's a little gear. You see that?
I ask you this. If President-elect Trump asks, suggests, or hints that you as Attorney General should investigate one of his perceived political enemies, would you do so?
Senator Hirono, I wish you had met with me. Had you met with me, we could have discussed many things and gotten to know.
I am
You could
listening
have
to you
gotten to
now.
know me.
Could you respond to the question?
Yeah, you were the only one who refused to meet with me, Senator. But what we would have discussed is that it is the job of the Attorney General to
I'm very
follow
happy to
the
listen to
law.
your responses under oath, Ms. Bondi. So I think it's really important to us that the Attorney General be independent of the White House. And you have a president-elect who considers the AG's office his law firm. I would like to know whether if the president suggests, hints, asks that you as Attorney General should investigate one of his perceived enemies. What would
Senator,
you
I
do?
certainly have not heard the president say that. But what I will tell you is 2/3 of Americans have lost faith in the Department of Justice. And it's statements like that, I believe,
Ms.
that make
Bondi,
people continue to lose faith. If I am confirmed as Attorney General, it will be my job
getting
to
on
not
to my
only
next
keep
question,
America
you're not
safe,
responding.
but restore integrity to that department.
Why don't we
and that's
move
what
on
I
to
plan
something
on
that
doing
you said?
every single day as Attorney General.
On August 25th, 2025, on Fox News, you said, when Republicans take back the White House, the Department of Justice, the prosecutors will be prosecuted, the bad ones, the investigators will be investigated. Ms. Bondi, is Jack Smith one of those bad prosecutors that you will prosecute as AG?
Senator, you hesitated a bit when I said the bad ones. Every decision
Sometimes
will be
badness
made
in the eyes of the beholder. I'm just asking whether you would consider Jack Smith
Senator,
to be one of the people. How about Liz Cheney?
Split screen.
Senator,
How about Merrick Garland?
I am not going to answer hypotheticals. No one has been prejudged, or nor will
I
anyone
am
be
asking whether
prejudged if I am
these
confirmed.
are the kind of people, these are in fact the people that you would prosecute.
You hear
I'm
this?
not getting an
Your
answer.
time is up.
You hear this? These are the people. Did you notice the people that she listed off? Jack Smith and a few others. Did you notice the names that she was listing off? Really? Liz Cheney? Now, the reason why she's listing these people's names off is because she knows very well, just like the rest of the country, because a mandate was put down November 6th, they know that they were doing corruption. And again, like I'm always been saying, Democrats will protect Democrats. We've seen it so much. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen it over and over and over again. And did you notice something else? Like they're trying to make sure that she doesn't do any investigations of things that the Democrats have done in the past. They want to make sure that that stays in the past, that stays in the dark, don't shine any light on it. And the reason why I believe the Democrats would want to do such a thing is because they want to repeat it in the future. If I can get it out, in the future. They want to repeat it in the future. That's the only reason why they're trying to get her to not look into it. And that's the only reason why they're asking those questions. And she wasn't the only one. Fernando was not the only one to ask those questions. You had other Democrats asking the question. And they all want her to deny President Trump. And when President Trump asked for the DOJ or Pam Bondi or Kash Patel or anyone that is working for him, because they work for President Trump. They work for President Trump. Now, they're supposed to follow the law, adhere to the Constitution, of course. But these are people in President Trump's cabinet. But they don't want the people in President Trump's cabinet to take any orders or to do anything that President Trump is asking. None of it. So I do have another one I want to share with you. And this one is from Democrat Representative Coons. Now listen to him. Again, the same thing. And did you notice in the last one I showed you, for those of you that just tuned in, you probably missed it. They brought up asking her, were you involved in any sexual activity? What? Did you do anything wrong sexually? It's like these questions, and I'm surprised they're even asking her. But most of these questions, most of the time, they always ask a man. But they're asking her so they can seem like they're not just asking men. It's pretty disgusting if you ask me, because her sexual lifestyle outside of work has nothing to do with anything. Nothing. And isn't it interesting all of a sudden that they're so concerned about morals? They're so concerned about it. They weren't concerned when parents were being labeled when they were going to a school board meeting. They weren't concerned about the FBI going after these parents. But now all of a sudden they're concerned about the FBI going after hardened criminals. Now they're all of a sudden concerned and they don't want them to do it. I don't hear you over there. I don't think you're coming through.
I think it's funny how they're trying to protect themselves, right?
That's what it comes down to.
All the question
100%.
is about, are you going to come after us? That's literally what all the questioning is about, in my view. When I'm listening to it, I'm like, are you guys, you've done wrong. So now you're asking her to not come after you. That's what's happening in this hearing.
Yes. Now listen to the one with Representative Senator Coons.
Of some promises on the campaign trail by then candidate Trump that he would use the department to target his political adversaries.
Not like, the Democrats did. We want to make sure that you are not going to do the same thing that we did as the Democrat Party. So that's the reason why that lines of questioning is coming up.
Or that he might interfere with prosecution. What would you do if your career DOJ prosecutors came to you with a case to prosecute, grounded in the facts and law, but the White House directs you to drop the case?
Senator, if I thought that would happen, I would not be sitting here today. That will not happen. Will not happen. Every case will be prosecuted based on the facts and the law that is applied in good faith. Period. Politics have got to be taken out of the system. This department has been weaponized for years and years and years,
but
and it has to stop.
Thank you. Let me, if I might, Madam Attorney General, refer you back to Senator Durbin's opening comments about previous attorneys general, our former colleague, Jeff Sessions, Bill Barr. I don't think it's credible to say that it may never happen that the president-elect would direct an unethical or illegal act. I think both of those attorneys general found themselves crosswise with the then president by doing things he didn't welcome or approve of. Just answer the question for me, if you would. I know you may not expect it. I know you wouldn't have accepted this nomination if you thought it possible. But let's imagine that once again, President-elect Trump issues a directive or order to you or to the FBI director that is outside the boundaries of ethics or law. What will you do?
Senator, I will never speak on a hypothetical, especially one saying that the president would do something illegal. What I can tell you is my duty, if confirmed as the Attorney General, will be to the Constitution and the United States of America. And the most important oath, part of that oath that I will take, are the last 4 words, "So help me God."
Given the importance of that oath, I hope you can understand the importance of repeated questions from some of us about the importance of having independence in the Department of Justice. It has a long tradition of independent special prosecutors, especially to handle high-profile or often political cases. If you got credible evidence of a criminal violation by a White House official, including even the president, would you bring in a special prosecutor?
Senator, that's a hypothetical. I can tell you what I do know is special prosecutors have been abused in the past on both sides. We have seen that for many, many years. They have cost the taxpayers countless dollars, countless. And I will look at each situation on a case-by-case basis and consult the appropriate career ethics officials within the department to make that decision.
Attorney General, do you think special counsels need to be confirmed by the Senate?
I will follow the law and I will consult with the appropriate ethics officials regarding the law. Right now, they do not need to be Senate confirmed, of course.
But you did sign an 11th Circuit brief arguing that they should be.
I will follow the law, Senator. That's why I said.
Understood. But I was just getting to the clarity about the difference between a
Absolutely.
position you've advocated and what the current law is. Thank you for that. Look, bluntly, to me, refusing to answer a hypothetical when there is clear and concrete previous history raises some concerns for me. I think Chris Wray has done an outstanding job as FBI director at avoiding political pressure. And although he was chosen by President Trump, he's being driven out so that he can be replaced. My perception, I've not yet met with Mr. Patel, by a loyalist who has publicly said he will do what the president asks him. Given that Attorney General Barr was asked to go find evidence of election interference and improprieties, went and looked for the evidence and said, I can't find any, and was then dismissed, I'm just going to ask you one last time. Can you clarify for me that in following ethics and the law, you'd be willing to resign if ordered to do something improper?
Senator, I wouldn't work at a law firm. I wouldn't be a prosecutor. I wouldn't be Attorney General. If anyone asked me to do something improper and I felt I had to carry that out, of course I would not do that. That's one of the main things you learn when you're a young prosecutor is to do the right thing. And I believe that has continued with me throughout my very long career.
As we discussed, protecting American invention and innovation, American intellectual property, is a real concern of mine and of several others on this committee. I look forward to talking with you about that pressing concern. But the most important question I had for you today is whether you will be willing and able to stand up to politicization and interference in the Department of Justice. And I look forward to further clarification.
Isn't it interesting? Now they're concerned about that when it's been happening for the past 4 years. Now all of a sudden they're concerned about the justice system being weaponized against the American people.
Yeah, and
All of a sudden, right?
Yeah, nobody's resigned under Joe Biden.
No
even though
one.
There seems to have been some questions about.
But it needs to
people's-
happen under Trump.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're going to call for resignation, but not under the Democrat Party. I mean, these people literally, it's, when she at one point said it'll be a one-tiered system. Because right now, and she pointed out that there's a lot of people in America, and one reason why Trump won is because people feel like there's a two-tier justice system, and they're tired of it. And I think their questioning literally is magnifying the fact that there's a two two-tier justice
Well,
system.
according to the Democrats, there is no two-tier justice system, and they want to make sure that one is not created when President Trump comes in. They want to make sure that President Trump is not actually going to go after people who's actually committed crimes. They know these people committed crimes. Hernando? She was just listing off people that she knows that they actually committed crimes.
Yeah.
They know that they committed
and that's
crimes.
what I'm saying. That right there shows the American people, that there is instead of saying, listen, are you going to look at these people and make sure there is no wrongdoing? She literally leads the question to say, we know these people didn't do anything wrong, even though there's been no investigation into them. Are you going to protect them? That's what she asks.
Well, of course. They're going to do nothing but protect them. That's the whole goal here for the Democrats. And I've said it so many times for many years, demons will protect demons. And that is their goal. They're going to do everything they can to protect the Democrats. At the end of the day, the Democrats, they have to prevent the other ones from going down because they need them to come back later on and do more damage. They're not even hiding it, actually. I mean, the very fact that she was listing off the people, Liz Cheney, Christopher Wray, Jack Smith. I'm surprised she didn't throw Alvin Braggs in there. I'm surprised she didn't throw Letitia James in there, right? And I'm surprised that she didn't throw them in there. Why didn't she throw Nancy Pelosi in there? Because what she did completely, my personal opinion here, when she was Speaker of the House, was completely criminal. They actually impeached President Trump over hearsay information. Nothing. And only because they had the votes, they were able to be successful in the House. Only because they had the votes. Well, I do have another one for you. This is from earlier today. And Shannon, you're going to check to see when they come back live. But let me play this one for you from Blumenthal. Again, they're all attacking her, trying to get her to say that she's not going to support President Trump. Listen.
Attorney General, particularly having been one myself, but I am, I have to say also, really troubled, deeply disturbed by some of your responses and non-responses to the question that you've been asked today. You say the right things, that you're going to be the people's lawyer. That's what you have to say to be here. But I believe being the people's lawyer means you have to be able to say no to the President of the United States. You have to speak truth to power. You have to be able to say that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. You dodged that question when you were asked directly by Senator Durbin. You have to be able to say that January 6th insurrectionists who committed violence shouldn't be pardoned. You have to be able to say that a nominee for the FBI director who says he has an enemy list. And that's just the beginning of what he has said in terms of politicizing, deeply weaponizing the FBI against political opponents, that he shouldn't be the FBI director. You know, we have some history here with your predecessors, Barr, Sessions, and others, who perhaps sincerely, when they sat where you are now, said that they would say no, but they were working with a president that expected them to be his Roy Cohn, his personal attorney. Do you really think that you can avoid the disgrace that they encountered or the repercussions from the White House if you say no to the president? And so my question to you is, can you say no to the President of the United States when he asks you to do something unethical or illegal?
Senator, first, I need to clarify something that you said, that I have to sit up here and say these things. No, I don't. I sit up here and speak the truth. I'm not going to sit up here and say anything that I need to say to get confirmed by this body. I don't have to say anything. I will answer the questions to the best of my ability.
Well,
And
let
honestly,
me ask you,
You know what? Good for her. Good for her. And see, this is exactly what Democrats always want. You say what we tell you to say. You say what we want you to say. Make us happy. Give us what we want. Nothing else matters. Good for her. You know what it makes me think about? You remember during the campaign when they said, who was it? Mark Cuban. I think it was Mark Cuban said that President Trump doesn't surround himself with intelligent, strong women. Hello. She just handled herself and said, no, I don't have to say what you want me to say. I mean, the audacity that he has to say that you need to say what I want you to say. I mean, that's ridiculous. But you know what? That is typical from the liberal. You're supposed to say what we want to say, what we want you to say. This is bizarre. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's not unusual, right? It's not like nothing out of the ordinary. We kind of expect this from Democrats, but the very fact that he says it out of his mouth and people are like, well, you know what? This is normal.
And Will, do you notice that the questioning with Pam Bondi is quite different than it was with Pete Hegseth? They were a little bit more aggressive with him yesterday, but today they're a little bit more, we're going to attack you, but in a mild word scenario, because this is a woman trying to be confirmed for a very high position, and they don't want to seem like they're attacking a woman. That's what my perception is. So they're kind of handling her with baby gloves. They're not being as aggressive and as accusatory. I mean, they're accusing her like he did, but it's in a very mild manner. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, and actually to me, it's almost, it's like, it's almost insulting that you don't think she can handle herself because they're handling her with baby gloves. I think she could handle her. If they came at her, I think she could handle it. But they're not doing it because they don't want to seem like they're aggressive towards a woman.
Her nano got a little rough with her, but it was a woman. But you know what? Yeah. The men that are Democrats, you're absolutely right. 100% right.
Marino's mean with everybody that's not a Democrat.
Yeah, I'm just saying to go along with what you were saying, the men, yeah, they're kind of like, you know, they're attacking her, but they're kind of doing it in a calm way, being, you know, trying to act like they're not doing it. But when the women are talking to her, it's a completely different story. But because they feel that they're emboldened because she's a woman, they can attack her. So they send in the women to do the attacking.
Yeah, so my question is, do they not think that she can handle it because she's a female? I know it hasn't
Oh, my
come
goodness.
up.
Look how she's handling them.
Oh,
she
I know.
just handled
I'm saying,
him.
No,
she just handled him.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying. There are, you know, they accuse.
Well, they say women can do anything, but you have to be on their side in order to do it.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you're a Republican, like, I don't even know what Pam Bondi, I'm assuming that she's a Republican, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she comes from Florida. I mean, she was AG
well, there's Democrats in Florida too, but
she's gone after liberal agendas,
right?
So
but Pam Bondi
go against the law.
Is a strong woman, but they don't want her mainly. And even if she was a Democrat, let's just pretend, hypothetically speaking, right? Even if she was a Democrat, they would still be against her. Why? Because President Trump selected her in the cabinet. That's the reason why they're against her. They're not going based if she's qualified or not. They're trying to get her on social justice questions because that's what they are. And listen to some more of this.
An individual who says that he is going to, quote, come after, end quote, people he alleges, quote, help Joe Biden rig the presidential elections, that he has a list of people who are part of this deep state who should be prosecuted, that he's going to close down the FBI building on his first day in office. Is that a person who appropriately should be the FBI director? Aren't those comments inappropriate? Shouldn't you disavow them and ask him to recant them?
Senator, I am not familiar with all those comments. I have not discussed those comments with Mr. Patel. What I do know
well,
is
I'm
Mr.
asking
Patel,
you for your
excuse
view.
me, what I do know is Mr. Patel was a career prosecutor. He was a career public defender defending people. And he also has great experience within the intelligence community. What I can sit here and tell you is Mr. Patel if he works with running the FBI, if he is confirmed, and if I am confirmed, he will follow the law if I am the Attorney General of the United States of America, and I don't believe he would do anything otherwise.
Let me stop it really quick. Why don't they just wait until Kash Patel is sitting in the chair? See, they're already trying to discredit Kash Patel. And look, just like my producer said, that they're kind of like, being soft with her, not really going to attacking her. When Kash Patel's in that seat, they're going to attack him like no tomorrow because they're afraid of Kash Patel actually doing the job, actually going after people who actually violated the law. And they don't want that. They don't want that.
Well, let me just submit that the response that I would have hoped to hear from you is that those comments are inappropriate and that you will ask him to disavow or recant them when he comes before this committee, because they are indeed chilling to fair enforcement and the rule of law. Let me ask you on another topic. When we met, I welcomed your support for the goals of the Kids Online Safety Act. And Senator Blackburn and I have spent a lot of time, devoted a lot of effort to the passage of the Kids Online Safety Act, which happened by an overwhelming vote of 91-3, 72 co-sponsors, including Vice President-elect Vance. I appreciated our discussion and your support for protecting kids online when we met last week. I'm hopeful that this area is one where we can work together. Can we count on your support in working together to protect kids online?
Senator, absolutely, and thank you for that legislation, and Senator Blackburn. I believe in this world right now, we have to find the things we have in common, and that is certainly one of them, Senator, protecting our children from online predators. You've done so much on that front, and I thank you. I attempted to do that as well when I was Attorney General, but I am committed to working with you on anything we can do to protect our children throughout this country. When I was Attorney General, we started something called From Instant Message to Instant Nightmare, and educating parents about online predators. And that also, Senator, is one of the core functions of the FBI, the cyber unit. They sit there, these agents sit there all day long and investigate child predators. We tell parents constantly, you think
Ms.
you're talking
Bondi,
to another
I
child,
apologize.
and you're
I'm
not.
going to interrupt you. I welcome
Sure.
your positive response. I have
Oh,
one
go ahead.
more question that I'm going to try to fit into
Sure.
this round. TikTok will be banned unless it is sold, because it has become a tool for the Chinese to collect information and do surveillance and endanger our national security. Can you commit that you will enforce that law?
You know what I find interesting is that they're even bringing up TikTok in this hearing, right? Because TikTok apparently the 18th, which is what, this Friday? Is that right? Saturday? Saturday. So they're supposed to have a hearing. I think they're supposed to have a hearing about it, or something's supposed to happen this Friday about it. But the 18th of January, there's supposed to be a ban of TikTok going into place. TikTok was primarily used by Blue Heart Democrats. And it's interesting that this administration, along with the Democrats, are wanting to ban TikTok. Do y'all not find that interesting? I find it highly interesting. And the reason why I think they're okay with banning TikTok, and it's not because of the Chinese connection, or the Chinese connection. It has nothing to do with it, my personal opinion. They're just using that so then that way, if they ban TikTok, then they can go ban X, and then they can go ban True Social, and then they can ban any other app that they see fit, like Rumble, et cetera, et cetera. They want to be able to ban any app that they seem fit, right? Because TikTok, again, has been on the side of the left. I just find it kind of odd that he's talking about this ban. Listen to it, though.
Promptly and effectively, And I ask this question because President Trump's pick for your Solicitor General in the Department of Justice went to the United States Supreme Court arguing that the ban should be delayed. Will you commit to enforce that law on your first day when you are if you are confirmed?
Senator, as I discussed with you during our meeting, that is pending litigation within the Department of Justice.
Well, it's pending litigation, but will you enforce that law?
I can't discuss pending litigation, but I will talk to all the career
Well, again,
prosecutors who are handling the case. Absolutely, Senator. Discuss.
So, again, all of these blue heart Democrats that were on TikTok, you can take it off the screen. They were all out there pushing for the Wicked Witch of the West. Every last one of them. Oh, she's going to win. She's going to win. She's going to win. Not even, I guess, I don't know. I'm assuming that they didn't even realize that it was her party, the Wicked Witch of the West. It was her party that was primarily pushing for the ban of TikTok. I mean, it's the Democrat that brought it up. It's the Democrat that brought it up. So they were the primarily ones wanting to do the ban. So had the Wicked Witch of the West won, it wouldn't be questioned right now because they would bring it in and say, nope, we're going to do it because we need to be able to have one that we ban. And they know that Republicans, for the most part, won't complain about banning TikTok because they know the connection of the Chinese government. They know there's some connection there. So they wouldn't have a problem. They wouldn't dispute it. They wouldn't disagree with it. And with the big billionaires coming in, and I think one was O'Leary.
Yeah.
O'Leary.
Yeah.
He's actually putting bid in for it. Now, the last thing I heard was like $20 billion for it.
Yeah, he went down to Mar-a-Lago actually to talk to Trump about buying TikTok.
Yeah, so so they need to get someone to purchase it before Saturday, to my understanding. So if it was up to the Democrats, if President Trump was not going back into the White House, they would prevent the sale from taking place because it's going to end up on President Trump's desk. The way I understand it.
There's also an article on Daily Mail that says that they're in talks with Elon Musk. TikTok is to buy them. So we'll see. I mean, there's definitely some avenues to save TikTok.
Yeah, and I think O'Leary,
Mm-hmm.
he was saying that he doesn't want to purchase the algorithm. And they're saying, no, you have to take the algorithm. You have to leave the algorithm in place. And he's saying, no, we don't want the algorithm because the algorithm apparently has connection. They go in and they gather all this data and supposedly now it's been told that the data in the United States of America that TikTok is gathering, all of that data is going to Texas. That's what we're being told. Now, I don't have access to the servers or any of that. So all I can go based on what, has been reported about it, but it's still questioned. So if it's still questioned that this information is still going to China, the Democrats are using that for an excuse to ban it. And again, they're only wanting to be able to ban applications so then that way they can target other companies, other social media platforms.
Yeah,
Notice they never brought up about Facebook, about YouTube, and all of the censorship that was taking place against conservatives and Republicans and MAGA Republicans and even Christians and Catholics.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, the Democrats wanted to save TikTok. I mean, Biden actually utilized it for his campaign.
Yes.
And then when he started utilizing it, Trump said, well, wait a minute, I'm going to utilize TikTok. And then he started doing better.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, Trump's TikTok, it went through the roof.
And so, of course, since Trump did better, he's like, well, hey, maybe we need to save TikTok. But before then, to be honest with you, I wasn't even excited about saving TikTok. I'm like, what's the point?
You know what? So right before the election, I got back on TikTok. Okay. And primarily, I'm going to be honest with you. I got on there simply because President Trump was on there, and other than that, I had the account for about 3 years and I stopped doing it because I reached about 8,000 followers. And all of a sudden it became like stale. I would put stuff out there and my videos wouldn't reach anything. Maybe I'd get a couple hundred views on it. They hit me hard with their algorithm. So then I got on there after President Trump and right before the election, and my TikTok started growing again. I was getting roughly between 200 to even 500 followers a day on TikTok. A day. So now that it looks, I don't know if it's the ban's going to happen or not. We're going to see. But I did a video on TikTok last night and said, you know what? I'm just shy of 10,000 followers on TikTok. Just shy of 10,000 followers. Do you think I'll make 10,000 before the ban comes into place? I'm just asking,
you were
right?
trolling him. Did you get to 10,000?
Huh?
Did you look?
I haven't looked.
You were kissing it.
It was, I think it's like, I'm like almost just over 20 followers on TikTok to reach 10,000.
Once you reach 10,000, you could get monetized.
Yeah, there's monetization with 10,000. Well, there's actually people give you the the little emoji things,
like
the
Facebook
heart
stars
roses and stuff like that. You can do
things.
people do that all the time on there. But you can get monetization for content that you produce and put on TikTok. And of course, it needs to be original content, which I don't have no problem doing. But it's like it got really stale right when they got really close to it. So I'm like, should I even care?
Yeah, because you were having fun on there.
Oh, yes. Because look, it's Blue Heart Demon Crafts. I mean, that's their playground. So I get on there to go on there to play. Y'all should join me sometime. Y'all should join me. You should see how they react to me because they
we'll
can't
laugh
stand
at
it.
them and everything. They'll be like calling them names and we'll
Oh
just
my
start
goodness, they're
laughing.
calling me all these names in the comments, and I'm just like laughing. I'm like, really? What is your problem? And I always tell them, I said, look, this is how the app works on TikTok. I don't know everything about TikTok, the ins and out and everything, but I'm learning. But if you touch the screen like this and go like that, you don't have to see me, Just touch the screen and go like that. And they get so angry. I said, why are you so mad at me? No one is forcing you to watch it. No one's forcing you. But let me tell you about a new platform that I've joined here just recently. And that is peeled.net, which was kind of interesting because actually someone put the link on Facebook, peeled.net /Will Johnson. Now, if you do the peeled.net /welcome/Will Johnson, for all of you that have never been to peeled.net, I thought this was absolutely brilliant. So when you go to welcome /Will Johnson, peeled.net, you get all of the detail that you need. It explains everything. So easy for a caveman to understand it, me being the caveman. So if you want to just go check it out, peeled.net /welcome /Will Johnson, and it explains everything to you. And you can follow me on there and you'll be able to connect with me on there. But the direct, if you want to watch this video on peeled.net /Will Johnson, for those of you that already know, that's up on the up and up. So go to it. I plan on taking phone calls Friday. I'll be taking phone calls this Friday, the Friday before January the 20th, and I will be in DC. And I've been asking people to go to my givesendgo.com /trip to DC, just like you see it right there, givesendgo.com /trip to DC. You go to that and it will take you to this lovely picture right there where you can support me. Now on Facebook, you can't send me any Facebook stars. They removed my monetization. Just got my YouTube channel back, the one that I'm on, and it's something. The YouTube channel that I was on in DC, I will be back on that YouTube channel in DC again with President Trump, the inauguration. So you can see people have been going here and supporting me. So if you find it in your heart, God puts it on your heart, go to givesendgo.com /trip to DC. It will help me be able to feed my cameraman, because my cameraman, he complains all day long. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I need to sit down. I'm hungry. I'm cold when we're out there working. My cameraman's constantly going on.
It is going to be cold. It's going to be cold. The high is like 29 degrees. At least it was as of yesterday in Washington, D.C. I do want to bring this up real quick, Will. There's breaking news saying that Israel and Hamas have reached a ceasefire deal.
Really?
And to release hostages.
Really?
Now, what did Trump say?
And have it done before he gets
said,
in.
You better have those
Have it done.
hostages released
Get her
before I
done.
get in, or they'll be literally hell to pay, he said.
Get her done.
It's interesting that this came across today. We'll see what happens.
Get her done. Gotta get her done. And also, let me remind everyone that I do have my own promo code for all of you. That's for the fellas. Valentine's Day is getting ready to come up. So if you go to mypillow.com, use promo code WILL to get the best deal. Yes, you heard me correctly. You have to use promo code WILL to get the best deal on mypillow.com. Go to it today. And the same thing on mystore.com. You know, there's so many things on there. And Mike Lindell he's been like one of the champions, right? In the forefront of all of this that's been happening. They hit him hard. They removed him from a lot of businesses. I mean, that's just crazy. It really is. Allow the man to say what he wants to say. Allow him to be, freedom of speech. But go to mypillow.com. You can go to mypillow.com/will. But if not, just always remember to get the best deal, use promo code WILL on mypillow.com. Okay? Go check it out. Valentine's Day is coming up, fellas. Valentine's Day is coming up, so you don't want to miss out. Also, if I can we talk about this really quick? When I'm in DC, because I know there's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and I know the cell towers are going to be extremely busy, but I have a workaround. And this is something that I've been looking at, and this is called prepgearplus.com. I have a satellite phone. And if you want to get one of these, pick one of these up, go to prepgearplus.com and you can pick one of these beautiful satellite phones up. I'm going to have mine while I'm in DC, and I'm going to be using it because I know the cell towers are going to be crazy. They're going to be crazy. So go to prepgearplus.com, and support me and support America. This is an American-based company. They also even have Starlink internet available on prepgearplus.com. And you know what's been happening in California. This would have been very beneficial to so many people to have this already in place. So don't wait. Go check it out. Browse around and see. And there's also other tools and other things, other options that you can use to help you for survival, et cetera, et cetera. Even if you're just on a road trip.
Yeah,
you're on a road trip, you got in the middle of nowhere, and there's no cell service. You can do a bivy stick. You can do the satellite phone. It will make a world of difference if you need help.
Bivy stick, you just need to use your phone.
It's your mobile device.
Even though you don't have internet, you can turn your mobile device into a texting machine. You can't call, but bivy stick helps you text help, SOS, whatever, to your loved ones and let you tell them where you're at.
And the really nice thing about the bivy stick, you can program it to send out messages to, I don't think there's even a number of, a limit, but you can just click on that bivy stick. You can hit that button and automatically sends out a message to all of the people that you have programmed in it. And it will send your location to all of the people that you have programmed in it. So go to prepgearplus.com today, prepgearplus.com. And one last thing, if I can, if you go to my website, unitedamericafirst.com, and sign up for the newsletter. unitedamericafirst.com. Right there, sign up for the newsletter. And when you go right there directly to the front page, you can see at the top right there where you can support me. You can shop the merch. You can see that on the other side. And then you can sign up for the newsletter right there. And in between, you can support me right there. Like I said, Facebook removed all monetization. They are no longer allowing you to support me financially. So if you go to my website, you can support me. And I have my new beautiful t-shirt on there. Trump is your president again. Yes, it's on there. Trump is your president again. So go to unitedamericafirst.com. Support me. I would really appreciate your help. All right, everybody, that's it for me. I think the hearing is still going on, and I know a lot of people are watching it, so I'm going to go check out some of it. And my next show that I will be doing today is in 1 hour from now on LFA. Can you bring the website back up, the Unite America First? If you want to check it out, uniteamericafirst.com. Go to the front page, uniteamericafirst.com. Bring it over. Can we bring it over? Bring the site over, okay. And can we go to the front page, Shannon? uniteamericafirst.com. And all you have to do is scroll down a little bit. You can see all the shows that I do. Scroll down a little bit more. Right there, Culture Wars at 1 o'clock Central. Culture Wars, 1 o'clock Central. You can watch my show that comes up in 1 hour from right now. All right? Come check it out. Come check it out. I get a little bit more. You have to come see. All right, everybody. God bless you. See you in 1 hour. Take care.